Hello, folks. Good morning. How are you doing? Um, I take this time to welcome again into my channel, Ketos Effects. We normally deal with these discussions, back testing, review of different pairs, which I'm taking at different times, and try to break down how I did the analysis of this pair for review in the studies, right? So today is Wednesday. This is Wednesday morning, November 29. It's nearly end of the year. Um, I will just take you through this pair which I have just recently closed. It's Audnzd. I've had an opportunity to take two entries. The first one ended with 130 pips, 36 pips. And the second one ended with 123 pips, giving me a total of 250, 80 pips. So that's good. And it has been taking about 9 days. Of course, let's look at the origin chart. I did the first analysis on November 21st. November 21st, it was last week, on Tuesday last week. The pair was taken, or the entry was triggered. The first entry was triggered on Wednesday. The next day, price moved, price started to move. Until then, I have had another opportunity to re-enter again this week, Tuesday, and today is Wednesday. Early in the morning, the price has just hit the TP, giving a total of about 259 pips. Okay, it's quite interesting. Quite interesting. When I normally follow the rules and the principles of my strategy, zone to zone, things get to be aligned. Things get to be aligned. You see, understanding the order flow of the market, reading the higher time frame, what information you get from the higher time frame, uh, knowing where to close the market is as much important as understanding where to get in the market. That's very important aspect. So that's why sometimes some people find out sometimes they just expand their profit because they see the impulsive movement. Like today, we have had this very impulsive movement. This pair was, at least we can say, in the consolidation. Since its first entry, this is just a consolidation, although we have had some little structure here inside. But the good movement happened today's morning. Today, today is the midnight. This candle is the one which have had an impulsive, sharp movement. So if you don't understand where to close the trade, some people can just join the trend in the movement, which I don't encourage to do so. By then, understanding where to close the market is very much important. Like you see here, where I placed my take profit is exactly now the price is getting you see, a certain resistance now is trying to be occurred around this area. So to cut the story short, let's get back to the review of top-down analysis of this pair from the start to the end. Okay, like the origin of this chart, as I've said previously, it was on Tuesday last week. We have had this change of direction of 4 hours around psychological daily SNR zone. So let's move to the chart and see. I don't want to disturb my origin chart, and let us differentiate the blocker so that we can have clearly understanding of the market. Okay. When we look at Audnzd from the monthly time frame perspective, this pair is in a very long-term consolidation. This whole structure here is just a consolidation of the higher time frame. So there is no clear structures which we can have and say that we could take a definition from through higher time frame because of this consolidation. But so far, for the time being, because we want to trade at the market at the time being, we have seen we have this is the recent consolidation of the recent time, at least since December last year to date. This pair is still having this consolidation. So while I was here, I was just the matter of marking the upper monthly zone. Okay, these are the upper monthly zone, or the upper line of the highs of the monthly within that consolidation zone, and we are going to look at the structures which we can find at the lower time frame. So this price is choppy within these areas. And if we want to look for the entry, actually we must respect these areas, because we have found out that there is no any candle since last year that was able monthly candle to close above monthly highs and below monthly lows. That means price is in chopping, is in consolidation, and moving with this within this. So if you want to figure the trade, we'll find out there. Now, looking at this consolidation zone through weekly time frame, here is where I started to structure my entry. Of course, I found out that we have a bearish trend. We have a bearish trend, which is a lower low. Market gave us a lower high and then lower low. So all the bullish movement which I have seen was just the price was coming to retrace at these highs of the structure in order to have a sales continuation. So this was the beginning of analyzing that. Now this market at least gives us the information from the weekly time frame perspective that the market is now trending down. The market is doing what? The market is trending down, right? So any bullish movement will just term it as a retracement unless we have a weekly candle closing above this super resistance zone. Okay. And where we were, because we traded this pair last week, let us eliminate at least these two candles. Okay. So when I jumped into the market, this is what I found out. And I already saw that price came to liquidate at these highs of the structure. So it's just like to say, like a weekly time frame highs of structure were already tested. So that was a very good conference, and we can literally see now here, even when the price was coming to the test, neither of these weekly candle closed above the weekly highs of the structure, indicating that the sellers who have been positioned around this area are still powerful to push the markets below to the agenda. And moving to the daily time frame, I found out after the weekly candle came to liquidate in the retest here at the highs of the weekly time frame structure, we have had also week daily time frame direction change. So that was a very good significance point, telling us, okay, fine, if this so is the case, now sellers are in to control. So any bullish movement will just be considered as like a retracement. So any bullish movement here will just tell me that the price would have just come to test here at daily time frame inside formation, something which already had happened. And for the case of closing this trade, although I see this price coming here down, but prices in the chop here, mind you, we are in the monthly time frame consolidation zone. So respect each and every zone you see from the higher time frame. So I just wanted to respect this daily time frame, support zone, resistance zone. This is where I was looking to close my trade. But while I was looking at this market, already price was already came to liquidate at this daily time frame with information, and then price was started to move. Like, let us go and look at it from the weekly time frame. Okay, this is, at least I can say, where the price was when I was doing this market. This liquidation already took place, and now price was started to sell. Like here, let us look at 2 hours time frame. 2 hours time frame is where every everything was just figured out. Everything was just figured out through 2 hours time frame. Here is where I found the market to be. Here is where I found the market to be. We have had first liquidation at these weekly highs were tested. We have had this inside formation, the daily time frame was tested. So this bullish movement of the 4 hours ended to the test at the daily time frame outside formation. Now we have had direction change, giving us an inside formation, which I was anticipating the price will come to the test. But this is very important because it teaches you the control of fear of missing out. When this price was selling and when I was analyzing this market at this time, this was a very 4 hour, we have had a very strong 4 hour candle selling very strongly. If you are not a professional, you would have just jumped into the market and continue. However, you have been faced with a very strong retracement that will whip your entry out. So you have to stick to the plan and have the confidence and the guts to say, now this is my entry point. I will wait for it. And of course, I just use the limit order because I am very much confident with setup of such type. Okay. Then having this the case, having this at the case, what I was looking upon was this direction change of 4 hours, which was leaving us because we have different blocker. If we look at forex.com, that inside information is seen very clear, unlike this Rwanda. You can look at the origin chart here. I have see now here, this is where I'm talking. We have this inside information looking very clear with forex.com, but for the case of Rwanda, didn't display it. I think at least for 3 hours we can, yeah, 3 hours it's in 3 hours. So all with the same, because for the case of stop loss, I still had very few pips for stop loss of about 2080 pips. I just wanted to look that I observed this area as an overthrow. I used this retest of the daily time frame as an overthrow. You see, we have very few pips for stop loss, and my targeted take profit was here down. Was here down at daily at daily lows. So this is how this first entry was triggered. Like you see, this movement was sharply selling, but then we have had a retracement and price continued to sell. Then we have, after we have had a structure change, because after the first entry was triggered, this price maintained the bearish structure. We have had this bearish structure. So the moment that I found out we have now a continuation of bearish structure, I have had seen the opportunity to re-enter again at 4 hours WRL liquidity. 4 hours displayed this liquidity very much well. Here at 4 hours WRL, this is where I just placed my second entry. This is where I placed my second entry. Blah 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 blah. Price retraced, and then things continued to go as we have anticipated because we were aligned with the higher time frame order flow. So this is how exactly this trade was taken. But look at the time frame correlation. We have everything heading into consolidation. Like we have weekly bearish structure, we have daily bearish change of direction, and the daily bearish structure. We have 4 hours change of direction, the bearish structure as well. So in terms of time frame correlation, at least we have these three time frames moving in sync. So I want to go with the order. I don't want to go against the trend. So guys, thank you for watching and listening to Toss FX. This was Audnzd with a total of 259 pips sales trade, entering this trade twice. I have had another one, which is gold. I don't encourage you to take such kind of trade because I just took this trade through market execution. By understanding the trend of the market, I know where the market was going. In the case of gold, um, here we have gold. Gold was strongly bullish. Gold was very strongly bullish, but then I was very careful to look at these monthly highs here above, because the price has already just got to the area where we have faced this several resistance once the price hit these areas. So I just closed there based on these highs of the, we have had this month daily time frame LQ liquidity and the highs here above. So I just closed it around there. When I was getting into the market, actually price was at LQE liquidity. Price already hit the LQE liquidity. This is where I said, okay, now if this was the case, we expect to have a little retracement and then to have a continuation going bullish. And exactly, I just got in the market through market execution. Price went to blah 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 100 pips. I closed the business because here I didn't follow many of my principles. I just saw the momentum of the market and joined the trend and taking this gold very volatile. It just took some few hours. Price hit the TP. Mount. Okay. Thank you for watching and listening to the Toss FX. Make sure you subscribe into my YouTube channel, the Toss FX. See you next time.